Hi, Capricorn. I'm taking a deep breath. This is a cool month. I've been thinking a lot about how each sign can really use their own individual magic in June to connect in with where they're taking things and where they want to head with things. And as I was sitting down, thinking about Capricorn, thinking about what's going on with you guys, I realized that your energy is kind of building up until we hit the solstice and we hit Cancer season. And that last third of the month is going to be super powerful for you. And there's going to be a little bit of incorporation and rest up until we hit Cancer season, right? We're in 6th house energy in Gemini with Capricorn. So you're taking care of your body. You're taking care of the practical. You're taking care of those like acts of service and things like that, you know, like the less glamorous side of everything. You guys are all good with that. Like you get that done. It's natural. You got it. But when we hit Cancer season, the note that I have for you is that there's a lot of empowerment, clarity, and certainty this month. You're going to be moving on things, but all of the information is in the mirror. That was the note I had. All of the information is in the mirror. Now, your mirror is Cancer, right? We all have a really deep relationship with our oppositional sign. We get a lot of information from our opposite signs. That's just one of those things. And Cancer starts waking you up to some things. Like I always say, solstice season is a time of reflection and incorporation. It's the checkpoint, right? Your birthday season begins with the other solstice, and then we shift over into this solstice season. So this is actually kind of an important point for Capricorn energy in general, right? We are getting in touch with that part of yourself. So there's a few things going on. Like Mercury is going to be in Cancer starting on June 12th. So we have that mirror starting up for you, right? That communicative mirror in your 7th house of relationships. We have a new moon in Gemini, which is in your 6th house, taking care of your body, setting some intentions, with Venus and Leo in your 8th house. So a little transformational. It's going to be a reality check, Cappies. Yeah. That new moon is going to be a reality check. If you're not serving somebody in an authentic or kind way, you're going to be checking in with that, you know, or yourself. Maybe you haven't been treating yourself very kindly. Once we're in Cancer season, we have Mars going retrograde in Aquarius in your 2nd house, right? Like revisiting finances, kind of heavy, right? And then we have your full moon on the 28th. That's super exciting. You know, that's where, you know, like I said, we're in your mirror season. We are in Cancer season when we hit into this, and then you get your full moon on the 28th, which that's giving you that horsepower, you know, underneath the surface, like that full-on horsepower, rev your engines, let's go energy. So that's super exciting. And that's kind of the way it's building. It's like a fire that it's like you do all the prep work, you get all the wood chopped, you get it stacked up nice and tidy, you know, one of those really organized, stacked up. You get your kindling, you get your chairs set out, you're doing all that stuff. And then once we hit your full moon, it's like that fire is burning efficiently, brightly, clearly, with all authenticity. And it is going to be because you are checking in and getting very truthful. I think, you know, you guys are pretty big truth bringers. You know, you're pretty truthful in general. You have a sense of truth. You have a sense of justice. You know, you're grounded, obviously. But sometimes I think, you know, you have that cardinal energy. You push forward, right? You want to push forward into the next territory, into the next thing. Go, 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 go. And sometimes in that machine, you can steamroll people and you can steamroll yourself and what you really need. And so your magical power this month is going to be to stop the machinery, shut it off, give it a break for a moment, and just make sure. Because you can steamroll yourself just as easily as somebody else. And if you're steamrolling yourself into some kind of project or situation that is not serving you, it's not serving anybody. So, with that being said, I'm pulling 8 cards for this month. And then at the end, we will be pulling a final overarching card from my Cosmic Tarot. And that has not been pulled out yet, so we're going to wait till the end. So the first 4 cards in this reading are going to be the overarching message, where this month is trying to take you. And the next 4 cards are going to be some of the logistics, some of the ways you can utilize your energy and your power to make sense of it all. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, the High Priestess, and the 10 of Cups. Now, this is a great combo. This is a great combo. This is working on so many different levels. What was I saying about the beginning of this month being a time where you are going to be working slowly and steadily on things and checking in and just taking care of the day-to-day? Knight of Pentacles isn't particularly fast-moving or wild, but very practical and very perceptive. You're going to want to just be taking a look around you, right? And I think this is a thing too. You're going to be moving very quickly, very fast, very intensely near the end of the month. So utilize these times of incorporation so that you have the energy when it starts moving again, right? So this is what the Knight of Pentacles is telling me, because look at these other 3 cards. I mean, you are moving on multiple levels. You're leaving something behind. Like, what was I saying about you checking in with projects, checking in with where things are serving you and where they're not? Something is shifting here. Some movement is being made. Some of you may be moving. Some of you may be leaving behind a job. Maybe some of you are leaving behind a certain situation. There's something getting left behind here, though, which is really great, and I think it's going to be very freeing. In fact, I almost feel like you feel a little landlocked in this position, but with this movement here, there's a breath of fresh air that you've been needing, and there's that check-in, right? There's that check-in for you. And in that, taking that time to create some space, what do we have but some kind of intuitive magic here? Now, like I said, we have a very deep relationship with our opposite sign. So you have a very, very powerful relationship with Cancer. Cancer, this water energy, this moon energy, this mothering energy. It's very powerful. It's gorgeous. There is intuitive work going on here that has to do with you and relationship. What was I saying about turning off your steamroller, turning off that engine that wants to push forward? That is a superpower you have. You guys can just make it happen. Even when you're not feeling well, you could have like the flu and have 100 projects and you still make it happen. This month is actually telling you you've got to use another skill set that isn't necessarily your natural one, but is one that you have, which is your intuitive lens, which is your slow down lens. The second you stop pushing yourself so hard, you create a vacuum. You create a space for love and happiness and emotional fulfillment to come meet you. If you're constantly driving forward, however, there's no space for this. There's nowhere for it to go. Literally, there's nowhere for it to come and hang out with you. And that means that you're left without it, right? So the goal here is to tap into this a little bit more. Slow down a little bit more. Yeah. You're in line for some really great connection, right? But first you got to make the space. Take that first half of the month. Make the space. Make the space. Your value isn't just in what you can get done and what you can do for other people. You have an inherent value in just you, right? And there's a lot of value this month in you just taking the time to feel through your own energies. Feel where you're feeling kind of gunked up and tired. Give some to yourself. That really does invite in great love. It does. Okay. Next 4 cards. Some things to keep in mind. Some energies coming to meet you. Some opportunities coming to meet you. And quite honestly, your energy is great this month, you guys. There's something about you on the move. Which is, I think, why I'm getting some of the messaging as well about checking in. Because if you're moving a lot and there's a lot going on externally, checking in is even more important. As we have the Emperor the King of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Swords. Got a lot of dynamic going on here. You've had a lot of communication, a lot of strong personalities, and a lot of willpower and a lot of movement. I almost feel like you guys are living on two levels this month. There's an internal level going on that's very deep and very quiet, and you're really assessing. And on the external, there's a lot happening around you. So with that in mind, that can be kind of tough when you have both of those things going on, where you're having a deep spiritual connection in integration time, and you're also asked to do a lot. It can be a little jarring. It can be hard to find a balancing point within that. So that'll be one of your challenges this month. You have these two characters here, the Emperor and the King of Swords. Very forthright, intense energies, right? One just wants to forge ahead. Emperor energy, it's this father intensive energy that wants you to just strive, get going, get moving, push ahead. But the King of Swords is a rational minded energy that tells you to find balance within that. Nothing can get done if your mental and emotional health isn't balanced as well. There's a rationality here. There's a cool-headedness here. So now you might have a couple of these personalities, this fire and air, which is really interesting to have around an earth sign like you, because these two can really wear an earth sign out, actually. This can really leave you feeling like you are lacking in energy, because these energies tend to be all about the movement. They want to move. They want to make things happen. You might feel pressure from outside of yourself to move on things, and it may not feel so natural to you all the time. There may be times when you just, so you're going to want to strike a balance with how much you have to spend time around this energy if it's pushing at you or anything like that. The other way to take this in is these can be resources within yourself that you're utilizing, right? Emperor energy is cardinal energy just like you. Cardinal energy wants to get projects going, get projects pushing. Now, Emperor is also Mars, and Mars is going retrograde at the end of this month. Mars is being asked to take a seat, chill out, right? And that's in your second house of Aquarius. Your money, assessing where you're spending, assessing what you have around you. Is it really serving you? Do you need all that stuff? And one of the things, it is a lesson for us all right now that we can't get too into Mars attack energy. We have to step back and use our rational mind a little bit more to find balance and calm and peace. Maybe some of you have a fire and earth sign that, it looks like they want to be around you and they want to be in your life, but you have some things to parse out with them. You have some boundaries to set, or you have some conversations you need to have. You may even be falling in love and really starting something up. And there are big questions that come out of that, right? The last two cards here, we have the Eight of Swords and the Page of Swords, or Eight of Wands and the Page of Swords. Now, high intensity movement. I really do think by the end of this month, man, your momentum is extremely intense. Because when you see these two, fire and air, it's everywhere around you. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like your environment is fire and air, but your internal space is water and earth. And so balancing those two is going to be tricky because you're kind of in this High Priestess, Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups energy. You're finding what's really aligning with you. And externally, there is a tornado. Because this is great. It's a good tornado. It's not destructive. We're not having the tower. Isn't that exciting, you guys? Yay! But we are having a lot of movement. This is very much about moving somewhere new. Starting something new, starting a new job, getting an opportunity. It's opportunities abound. And you are going to be choosing something. I think that's why you're being asked to make sure you do it through intuitive lens, because you want to make sure it feels right. Not just looks good on paper, but feels right. Eight of Wands will whisk you away. Takes you to the next thing. It's fast moving. Same with Page of Swords. Page of Swords will come in with that job opportunity or that truth bomb and just, there it is. So I really, by the time we're hitting your full moon, I would not be surprised if a lot of you have started something brand new. And honestly, I think you'll be excited about it. I think it's going to feel amazing, but it will feel a little bit like a whirlwind, right? I'm going to pull this final card from my Cosmic Tarot. I'm really excited to see what we have coming in for you. Just wading through. Wow, Capricorn, I'm liking it. You really have some of the best cards of the month. You're clearing some space, but you're also moving on something. High intensity movement. Don't steamroll yourself. Don't steamroll yourself. Take a minute. Take a beat. Oh, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. The change you make. If you make it via your intuitive process and not just what looks good on paper, will meet you with success. But it can't come from pressure. It can't come from being in a pressure cooker. It can't come from pushing yourself and forcing yourself. It just won't feel good. It just won't feel good. It needs to come from this more relaxed state of being, right? Utilize that Cancerian relationship you have, which is about the divine feminine, the moon side, the shadow side, and welcoming things to come meet you. So much of what I see is that the energy, it's around you, it's delivering things to you, and that is from a state of you being connected with your intuitive side. Ground down very carefully this month. Feel your feet on that earth at the beginning, the first half of this month. Take that new moon, really get in touch with what you want to manifest. Because the energy really picks up and we'll start sweeping you up in it. Once the second half of the month starts getting into play and we hit that solstice and we hit a new season. It's good stuff. With great power comes great responsibility, and that includes the way you want to manifest, what you invite into your circle. So I'm going to leave it at that. This is pretty direct and to the point, you guys. There is good energy around you. Things want to help you manifest, so enjoy it. I love you so much. Come check me out. Come hang out with me on Instagram at the SARAHTAROT. I would love to see you over there. I will also leave my website and my email if you have questions or you want to set up a session. I do Skype and phone and pre-recorded readings, the whole gamut. It would be so fun to work with you and connect with you. I will leave all that in the description box, as well as I'm sitting here with PinkLune. Let's talk about PinkLune. We have these gorgeous stalactite earrings that I'm wearing, and I'm just in love with her stuff. It just continues to be amazing. There's only a couple pairs of these, as far as I know, available right now. So I'll leave her store and the 15% off promo code, everything you need, in the description box. I'm also sitting with Jill Sands, my beautiful artist friend. She does amazing work. This is the Gemini piece for the month. It is just gorgeous. Really powerful, beautiful stuff. I am sending you all my love. I will see you in July for more of this mirroring back for the Capricorn family. I love you guys so much. I learned so much from you, and I appreciate you and your energy wholeheartedly. I'll see you soon.